My name is Sarah, and I'm about to tell you the most satisfying revenge story you'll ever hear. 8 years of marriage down the drain because my husband thought he was clever enough to play me for a fool. What he didn't realize was that I'm not just some naive housewife who would sit quietly while he destroyed our life together. The anniversary dinner that was supposed to celebrate our love became the stage for the most epic takedown I've ever witnessed, and trust me, I had front row seats to watch it all unfold. By the time I was finished, both my cheating husband and his pathetic mistress learned that you don't mess with a woman who has nothing left to lose and everything to gain from watching your world burn. It started 3 months before our 8th wedding anniversary when I noticed the changes. Michael began working late more frequently, his phone became permanently glued to his hand, and he started paying attention to his appearance in ways he hadn't since we were dating. The final confirmation came when I discovered the credit card statements showing expensive dinners at restaurants we'd never been to together, hotel charges during his supposed business trips, and jewelry purchases that never made their way to me. Instead of confronting him immediately, I decided to gather evidence and plan something special. I hired a private investigator who confirmed my worst fears within 2 weeks. Michael wasn't just having an affair, he was planning to leave me for his 25-year-old secretary, Amanda, and they had been laughing about how clueless I was during their romantic getaways. The private investigator provided me with photos, videos, recorded conversations, and detailed reports of their activities over the past 6 months. What made it even more disgusting was learning that Michael had been using our joint savings account to fund their relationship while telling me we needed to cut back on expenses. He had booked expensive weekend trips, bought her designer clothes and jewelry, and even helped her pay off her student loans with money that was supposed to be for our future. Meanwhile, I was clipping coupons and shopping at discount stores because he convinced me we were struggling financially. The rage I felt was indescribable, but I channeled it into something productive. Instead of confronting him with tears and drama, I decided to turn our anniversary dinner into a night they would never forget for all the wrong reasons. I spent weeks planning the perfect anniversary dinner, making reservations at the most upscale restaurant in town where everyone who mattered in our social and professional circles would be dining on a Saturday night. I told Michael I wanted to celebrate our anniversary in style, and he seemed excited about the idea, probably thinking it would be the perfect opportunity to butter me up before dropping the divorce bomb. What he didn't know was that I had invited some very special guests to join us for dessert. I reached out to Amanda's parents, who had no idea their daughter was involved with a married man, Michael's boss and colleagues from his law firm, my family, our mutual friends, and even hired a professional videographer under the guise of wanting to document our special night. The stage was set for the performance of a lifetime, and I was ready to give them a show they would never forget. The night arrived, and Michael looked nervous as we sat down to dinner at our beautifully decorated table. I played the role of the loving, devoted wife perfectly, talking about our wonderful memories and how excited I was about our future together. Just as we were finishing our main course, Amanda walked into the restaurant wearing the dress I had seen her purchase with my husband's credit card in the surveillance photos. Michael's face went white as she approached our table, clearly confused about why I was smiling and waving her over. She had no idea that I had sent her a text from Michael's phone earlier that day, inviting her to surprise us at dinner because he was finally ready to tell me about their relationship. The trap was set, and they had both walked directly into it without suspecting a thing about what was coming next. As Amanda reached our table, looking uncomfortable and confused, I stood up with the biggest smile and announced loudly enough for nearby tables to hear that I was so excited to finally meet my husband's girlfriend face to face. The restaurant began to quiet down as people turned to watch the drama unfold, and Michael looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. I continued my performance, telling Amanda how grateful I was that she had kept my husband company during all those lonely business trips and how thoughtful it was of her to help him spend our savings on romantic getaways. The color drained from her face as she realized this wasn't the surprise Michael had planned, and other diners were now openly staring and whispering. Michael tried to stand up and leave, but I had planned for that too, and my timing was absolutely perfect for the next phase of my revenge. Just as Michael was attempting to make his escape, our special guests began arriving exactly as I had orchestrated. Amanda's conservative, religious parents walked in first, having been told they were invited to celebrate their daughter's engagement to a wonderful man. Michael's boss and senior partners from his law firm arrived next, expecting to attend a client appreciation dinner. My sister and parents followed, along with our closest friends who thought they were coming to a surprise anniversary party. The look of pure terror on both Michael and Amanda's faces was priceless as they realized they were trapped in a room full of people who were about to learn the truth about their sordid affair. I had even arranged for the private investigator to be there with all the evidence, and the videographer was capturing every moment of their public humiliation for posterity. Standing up with a champagne glass in hand, I began my toast by thanking everyone for coming to celebrate this very special evening with us. I started by praising Michael for being such a dedicated husband who worked so hard to provide for our family, spending countless hours at the office and taking frequent business trips to secure our financial future. Then I turned to Amanda, thanking her for being such a supportive employee and helping my husband with all those late-night projects and weekend conferences. The crowd was starting to sense something was wrong as I continued, mentioning how generous Michael had been with company resources, taking such good care of his hardworking secretary by treating her to expensive dinners, luxury hotel stays, and beautiful jewelry. By now, both Michael and Amanda were frantically looking for escape routes, but the restaurant layout and crowd of onlookers made it impossible to leave without causing an even bigger scene. The climax came when I projected the slideshow I had prepared onto the restaurant's large screen, which I had arranged with the manager ahead of time. Photo after photo appeared showing Michael and Amanda in compromising positions during their romantic getaways, receipts for expensive gifts purchased with our joint account, and screenshots of their text messages planning their future together while mocking me behind my back. The entire restaurant fell silent except for gasps of shock and Amanda's parents demanding explanations from their sobbing daughter. Michael's colleagues were recording everything on their phones, realizing that the senior partner's infidelity scandal would be the talk of the legal community for years to come. I concluded my toast by announcing that I was filing for divorce the following Monday and that both Michael and Amanda should expect to hear from my attorney regarding the theft of marital assets and the emotional distress they had caused through their calculated deception. The aftermath was even more satisfying than I had imagined. Within a week, Michael was forced to resign from his law firm to avoid being terminated for his unprofessional conduct and misuse of company time and resources. Amanda was immediately fired and blacklisted from working at any reputable company in the city after the scandal went viral on social media. Her relationship with her family was destroyed, and she had to move back to her hometown in shame. Michael lost his reputation, his career, and half of everything we owned in the divorce settlement, plus he had to pay me alimony for the next 5 years. The best part was that their relationship didn't survive the public humiliation and financial ruin, and they blamed each other for the disaster. My revenge was complete, and I walked away with my dignity intact, a substantial financial settlement, and the satisfaction of knowing that cheaters really do get what they deserve when you're smart enough to turn the tables on them.